Is calling on Democrats and Republicans to try to find some common ground to resolve the debt limit crisis. But House Republicans and Senate Democrats are still at odds. They're pushing to gain support for competing plans. Let's talk about what's going on with Alaska Senator Mark Begich. He's on the Budget Committee. He is chairman of the Senate's Democratic Steering and Outreach Committee. Senator, you might have just heard the interview that Jenna just did with Congressman Jeb Hensarling of Texas, who said, look, we in the House have passed one proposal here, cut cap and balance. It was tabled by the Senate. The Senate hasn't put forward its own budget in more than 800 days. Why not? Can you answer that question?
Well, first let me start with the basis. There's a lot of proposals out there. I can tell you that the Senate Democratic majority has put out a framework several weeks ago. We worked on it for months. If you recall, we laid it out there. Also, we have on this side of the equation a gang of 6 made up of 3 Republicans, 3 Democrats that have also put out another proposal. Both of them around $4 trillion of reductions and getting rid of loopholes and a variety of proposals. So there's a lot out there. I know a lot of people want to work on the technical, well, this certain plan hasn't gone through this committee or that committee, but there are several plans out there. What we should focus on, instead of blaming everybody, is focus on getting a result. And I can tell you, on the Senate side, you know, we're running out of time waiting for the House to do their work. So there's a lot of effort over here, both Democrats and Republicans, trying to figure out what's the right approach here. And I think we can get there over time, but I'll tell you, we're running out of time right now with the House. And you know, I hear what they always like to say. It's a great one-liner, gets good press coverage, but the fact is, there's multiple plans out there. There's only one bipartisan plan that's actually been presented, and that's been the gang of 6 made up of 3 Republicans and 3 Democrats on the Senate side. Hasn't
Majority Leader Reid essentially said that the Boehner plan, if it arrives in the Senate, is dead on arrival? I mean, that doesn't sound like compromise.
Well, first off, you got to look at the House. The House is not compromising, even talking to Democrats over there. That's their body bringing over a one-sided proposal. But let me put in the comparison here. And I'm very clear on this. I don't support a short-term plan of any kind. And the Boehner plan is $900 billion worth of reductions. It's short-term. You want to create more chaos in this economy? You know, I'm from the business world. That's where I grew up. That's where I made my money. The story you just did on the real estate industry, that's where I come from. You want to create more uncertainty in this economy, do a 3- and 6-month plan. We need to have a multiple-month plan to move beyond this gamesmanship. Now, do I think the Reid plan is perfect? No. I think there's some good ideas coming from the Republicans. For example, I don't mind a vote with some conditions on it, on an up or down vote regarding the idea of a balanced budget amendment. I have supported the sense of the Senate in the past on that, but it shouldn't blackmail the issue of the debt limit. The debt limit is separate. Your story just before I got on was a very good story of the impact it's going to have.
Would you advocate that the President essentially use the 14th Amendment to raise the debt ceiling unilaterally without congressional approval?
You know, the President's folks have said they don't have the authority to do that, and plus, you know, for us to be thinking that way really shows how this system has collapsed here. We should be able to figure this out here. I'll tell you, all the calls, I did a town hall meeting with Alaskans last night. They're concerned that we are unable to work together back here, and it's the most frustrating part of being here for the last 2.5, 3 years almost, is that we can't sit down. And I think there is some movement, at least with senators. I can't talk about the House because they're going to send over a one-sided proposal, but on the Senate, there's actually a lot of discussion, and I think we need to focus on that. There should be no necessity to even consider the idea or the rumor of the idea of a 14th Amendment issue, and the President said that's off the table, and we should be able to accomplish this here. I mean, it's, you know, I'm stumbling with words because it's probably the most frustrating thing that we can figure this out, and maybe this pressure point we're in is going to force us to actually look at the long-term issues. But again, the difference to me is we can't have a short-term fix that is disruptive to this economy. We must have a long-term fix.
Been a lot of short-term fixes issued, you know.
And you wonder why the economy is the way it is. You've just proven my point.
Senator Mark Begich, Democrat of Alaska. Good to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you very much.